To introduce to you the wooden waves and how to assemble them. Wooden waves come in modules. They're symmetrical, so you can see that it forms a V. There is the first panel and the second panel working symmetrically. Now we're going to try to explain each step. Currently the V, the opening of the V is facing me, so try to reproduce that once you start installing it. You'll see that there is a back face and a front face. So it's important that you get the right face together. You'll notice that symmetrically, you have the curved edges that need to face outwards. Right? So I'm going to place them on the floor like that, side to side. And I'm going to start with the fabric. So the few elements we have the fabric that is being placed on the panels. We have the long bars that are going to stabilize the modules together. And we have the brackets that hold the module in 3 dimensions. So I'm going to start with the fabric. Make sure that the meshed side is facing downwards. We're basically facing as if we were the ceiling. The other side will be the face that is being exposed. So you'll notice the link between the holes and the holes that are here, right? So they need to match. So I'm going to put the white face, non-meshed, outside, and I'm going to make sure that this matches the holes that are here, right? So these matches the hole, I can see the hole through, right? And I'm going to do the same thing with the other piece of fabric, right? So here we go. So that's the fabric. We're then going to take the brackets and try also to match the brackets with the holes. So brackets, they come in 2. You'll see that they're also mirrored from each other, you see? So you have element A and element B mirrored from each other. So what I want you to do is to try and match the right one with the right one. Usually, they will be like this. So you'll see that the straight edge matches with the other straight edge. So that's a way to recognize them. Okay, so now that you've located them at the right direction, you're going to start placing the edges of the brackets on the panels. So you'll see that it has a little notch here, and you'll try to match the notch. So we go with the first one here, you see, until this is flush. And then we'll do the other side. Okay, now it's very important that you start making a little curvature and start placing the first hole, right? So your arrow goes to the first hole and you form look how my thumb is pressing, right? This will allow you to have more space as you place this at the hole. It forms a little curvature and aligns the holes with the arrow. So once you do this, you can make sure that the hole matches and goes inside. Once it's inside, what you can do is to curve it and push it in until it snaps in. Here you go. Right? So the more you curve, the more you are able to push it in. And here we go. As soon as it snaps in, it's locked forever. Snaps in. Yeah. So you can do the short edge on both sides before doing the long edge, so that it's locking it, the 2 small edges inside, whilst the 2 long edges are still loose. Right? From the other side, the fabric is in between the brackets, loose, and all we're missing are the long edges one. Okay, so make sure the arrow is inside the fabric. And then what we're going to do is to push it in the other hole. Right? So make sure it's roughly in. So you turn it around. Keep the fabric with you. Take the other one. And again, make sure that the short edge matches the straight edge and that the diagonal edge matches the circular rounded edge. Here we go. Then what you'll have is two small holes placed and the big holes not placed. So then I'm going to push them in and do the same process for the long side. So here we go. Placing the fabric first, looking through the fabric and making sure the holes align. Don't hesitate to form a curvature. Here we go. Now what you could do is to place it on the ground in order to give it more push. So place it on the ground. Yeah. Same for the other side. Make sure it aligns. Put it on the other side. And progressively push it in. Same for the other side. Make sure it aligns. Put it on the other side. And progressively push it in. You'll see that it has this complete curvature and resists from unbending. On the other side, the two arrows have been snapped in, as well as here. So what you'll have is the same panel symmetric on the other side. So we're going to bend it over the other side, and we're going to start placing the transversal elements. That's it. Same here. Yeah. And that's it. So this provides the lateral stability for the piece. So then we're going to place the cables through the holes and start suspending it to the ceiling. Okay. So what you received in your little pack: 4 adjustable crimps, 2 cable ties, 4 hooks, and 4 small crimples. And put it through the small crimp. You want to cut the edge of the cable so that there is no splaying. And put it back in the crimp. To lock your crimp. Here you go, until this is solid. That's when the adjustable crimp comes in. You place it, and you push it in, and you do the same process on the other side. Bring it in, bring it out, and put it back in the hole. And that's one side. You can then adjust it here, depending on how deep you want the panels. If you want to make this looser, you can always push it, and it will naturally become looser. Like that. Okay, so if you finish both, you put them side by side so that they look like that. Right? You put them side by side so that they look symmetrical. Then you put them against each other, straight edge against straight edge, and then you use the cable ties to bring them together. Leave it loose, you can always straighten it once you're up. Another one here at the other side. Like this, leave it loose. Where's my last one? It's used for the middle part. So you put it in the middle here. You put it back up through the hole. And you tighten it. Make sure not to do it in the wrong direction. So put your hooks at the right spot, ideally in the middle of your bracket. Once they are up, you lift with the help of someone the pieces, place them against the hook, and then you can tighten all the elements one at a time.